What's up, YouTube? Welcome to my channel, BizlearnLab, where we turn ideas into success. Let's dive into the business of learning. So today we're doing the provisions of the Basic Conditions of Employment Act. So we already did the first part of the act on another video. So if ever you didn't check the first video, just go back to it, because this one is a continuation of what we talked about on the first video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification button. So let's talk about regulation of working time, ordinary working hours, overtime, meal intervention, or Sunday work, or public holidays. So workers may not work more than 45 hours in a week. Workers may work 9 hours a day if they work 5 days or less per week, or 8 hours a day if they work more than 5 days a week. Night work performed after 6 p.m. and before 6 a.m. the next day by agreement must be compensated by allowance or reduction of work hours. Ordinary work hours may be extended by agreement by a maximum of 15 minutes per day or maximum of 60 minutes per week to complete duties when serving the public. Ordinary work hours may be reduced to a maximum of 40 hours per week or 8 hours per week. Overtime is whereby you continue working even after your shift has ended. So what does the Basic Conditions of Employment Act says about overtime? Workers must agree to work overtime. Workers cannot work more than 3 hours overtime per day or 10 hours per week. Overtime must be compensated as follows: 1.5 times the normal rate of pay for overtime worked on weekdays and Saturday. Double the normal rate of pay for overtime worked on Sundays and public holidays. Overtime must be paid either at a specified rate for overtime, or an employee may agree to receive paid time off. Minister of Labour may prescribe the maximum permitted working hours, including overtime, for health and safety reasons for a certain category of work. So whenever you work, there will be a time whereby you say, I need a break, or someone is sick at home, you need to take care of that person. So you have to take a leave. So we have different types of leaves. So the first one will be annual leave. That means a leave that you can take in a space of a year. Workers are entitled to 21 consecutive days annual leave per year, or 1 day for every 17 days work, 1 hour for every 17 hours work. An employer can pay a worker instead of granting leave if that worker leaves the job. Annual leaves must be granted within 6 months after the leave cycle ended. The second leave we talk about is the sick leave, the leave that you take if you are sick. Employees are entitled to 30 days or 6 weeks paid leave in a 3-year or 36 months cycle. 1 day paid sick leave for every 26 days worked during the first 6 months of employment. A medical certificate may be required before paying an employee who is absent for more than 2 consecutive days or who is frequently absent. Thereafter, they may take all 30 days sick leave provided they meet the legal requirements. Another leave we'll talk about is maternity leave or adoptive leave. This is a leave that is applicable if a woman is pregnant. A pregnant employee is entitled to 4 consecutive months leave. A pregnant employee may not be allowed to perform work that is hazardous to her unborn child. The starting date is usually any time from 4 weeks before the expected date of birth or on advice of a doctor or a midwife. Let's go to family responsibility or paternity leave. A family responsibility leave, it is a leave you take whereby you have a responsibility to take care at home. So it is 3 to 5 days paid leave per year on request in an event of death of the employee's spouse, life partner, parent, adoptive parent, grandparent, child or adoptive child, or grandchild or sibling. An employer may require reasonable proof before granting this leave. Male employees are entitled to a maximum of 3 to 5 days paternity leave when his child is born. Let's go to meal breaks and rest periods. Workers must have a meal break of 60 minutes after 5 continuous hours of work. This can be reduced to 30 minutes by written agreement when working less than 6 hours per day. A worker must have a daily rest period of 12 continuous hours a week, rest period of 36 continuous hours, which must include Sundays. Let's talk about public holidays. Workers must be paid for any public holiday that falls on the working day. Work on public holidays is by agreement and paid at double rate. So what happens if your child is born? We have something that is called a parental leave. An employee who is a parent is entitled to 10 consecutive days parental leave after the birth of his or her child, irrespective of gender. Parental leave is unpaid, but the employee or parent may claim from unemployment insurance fund (UIF). The employer must be informed or notified at least 1 month before the expected due date of birth. Adoption leave is applicable to the adoption of a child below the age of 2 years. One parent of the adopted child is entitled to 10 weeks adoption leave to take the child, while the other parent is entitled to 10 consecutive days normal parental leave. Commissioning parental leave is only applicable to surrogate mothers, where one parent is entitled to 10 weeks commissioning parental leave to take off the child, while the other parent is entitled to 10 consecutive days normal parental leave. Particulars of employment and remuneration. Employees must be paid on regular basis. Remuneration must be in line with the number of working hours, including overtime. So if ever the employee is not happy about the employee, obviously they will reach a point whereby they have to terminate the employment contract. Dealing with termination of employment. A contract of employment may only be terminated following the 1 week notice if the worker has been employed for 6 months or less. A minimum of 4 weeks notice must be given if the worker has been employed for more than a year or longer. The employee must be given notice in writing. The employee who is retrenched or dismissed for restructuring reason is entitled to 1 week severance pay for every year of service. Prohibition of employment of children and forced labor. It is illegal to employ a child younger than 15 years of age. It is also illegal to force someone to work. Businesses may employ children over the age of 15 years if employment is not harmful to their health, well-being, education, or moral and social development. Minors under the age of 18 years may not do dangerous work or work meant for an adult. So those were the provisions or factors of the Basic Conditions of Employment Act explained at its best. So we're done with the act.
We're putting it to work right now.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification button. If you have any questions, hit me on the comment section.